I don't really like to do anime reviews because I have a really hard time coming up with things to say about them, unless I think of them in a critical mindset, which I also don't like doing, because it keeps me from enjoying it just to enjoy it. This is why I've really only done monthly overviews, and most recently top 10s, and I've only done a couple of anime reviews because of it. Now, what's different about Yuri on Ice is that Sam and I made a bet. We made a bet on Sunday, January 3rd, and the bet was that Sam had to watch at least 3 episodes of anime a day from January 3rd to January 8th. And if he were to not do it, then he would have to watch an anime of my choice, which would have been Anohana. And if he had done it, then I would have to watch Yuri on Ice. I think you can figure out who won. I also lost a bet a few months ago where I had to watch and review Mysterious Girlfriend X. I have already watched it, but you can expect a review of it a few years from now. Anyways, the bottom line is I'm doing a review of Yuri on Ice because I lost this bet. That isn't to say the anime was bad though. So if you guys have seen my other reviews, then you would know that I split my reviews into 5 sections. There's story, animation, characters, art style, and music. Animation used to be action, but since there are a ton of an amazing anime that have no action whatsoever, I figured it would be unfair to have that. And besides, you can't have good action without good animation. Each of the 5 sections can have up to 20 points, and if each section were to have full points, it would add up to 100 points in total. For example, if the anime had a 15 for story, 10 for animation, 20 for characters, 15 for art style, and 5 for music, then the score would be 65 out of 100. Then I would rate it a D. So I think it's about time I get to the review. Let's go. The story of Yuri on Ice is nothing special. It's a yaoi that says nothing about it being a yaoi. Oh, and there's just ice skating. One thing that I really don't like about the story, though, is that there are so many things that happen to the characters in the beginning that the anime wants you to care about, but it's impossible to care about because you just started the story and you have no connection with any of the characters yet. And this doesn't just happen in the beginning, it happens throughout multiple episodes where things will happen to the characters and it makes it extremely difficult to care about what's happening because you literally just met this character. Another thing that really honestly kind of ticks me off is that the anime could probably get men who want to be a figure skater but are ashamed of it to go out and actually do it. But I find it hard to believe that it would actually convince someone to go and do it because the homosexual undertones of this anime are extremely strong. Obviously, not every single character in Yuri on Ice is homosexual, and nobody even says directly that they are, but Jesus Christ, they make it so obvious that they are, and I don't have a problem with homosexuals, but my problem with this anime is that it almost forces the idea that to be a great skater, you are probably going to have to be a homosexual, and I give Yuri on Ice props for making figure skating's point system easy to understand. With all of that being said, I give the story of Yuri on Ice a 5 out of 20. I honestly didn't expect much from the story to begin with, so I'm not really surprised here. But it would have probably gotten a 10 if it wasn't for the yaoi. Okay, so I guess we're going to jump from the worst part of Yuri on Ice to easily the best part of it. The animation of Yuri on Ice is honestly incredible. The animation was honestly so good that it kind of got me interested to see figure skating in real life. And I even suspected that the animation would be good because it's done by MAPPA Studios, the same studio who did 2019 Dororo and are doing season 4 of Attack on Titan. Even some of the choreography was interesting. They made everything feel powerful and entrancing. There isn't really much to say about the animation other than that it's incredibly done, and you can tell that they put their hearts and souls into the animation of Yuri on Ice. And if animation is really all you care about in anime, then I would give Yuri on Ice a watch. With that said, the animation of Yuri on Ice gets a 20 out of 20. So now we're going back to another downside of Yuri on Ice. Not all, but a lot of the characters in Yuri on Ice are really annoying. Really, the only character that I like for who he is Yuri Plisetsky. He is the only one with a story of his own, which is really disappointing. Viktor Nikiforov is pretty good, but it's really only for his dialogue and his character design. All that we know about him is that he's Russian and he apparently is a godlike figure skater. Even the main character, Yuri Kotsky, has next to no sort of story or backstory. It's just disappointing. As for side characters, it's kind of disappointing to say that some of them are better than the main characters. I give the characters portion of this review a 10 out of 20. It's better than the story, but you can probably thank Yuri Plisetsky for that. He easily carried the characters. The art style section is always the hardest to talk about because really it's just a glorified way of saying whether the art style is good or bad. So I'm going to try to get this one over with quick. The art style is pretty good, but body features are just a little bit much. Other than that, the art style is fine. The lighting is actually beautiful in most scenes, and they do a very good job at showing emotions just with the art style. With that, I give the art style a 15 out of 20. It's very good except for that one thing that I talked about. Music in anime is one of the most important things, in my opinion, whenever it comes to the medium. It's what sets the mood, and without it, the anime would be bare. So I am happy to say that Yuri on Ice does a really good job with the music. The music blends in so well with the ice skaters that it honestly makes it seem like they are one thing. And when the ice skaters mess up, it's almost like the music starts blaring, when it's really at the same volume the whole time. Something else that is incredible is that all of the music they skate to was created just for this anime. And I'm pretty sure that there are English and Japanese versions of all the songs that have lyrics, unless they were non-Japanese or English to begin with. I give the music for Yuri on Ice a 15 out of 20. If the art style wasn't so hard to mess up, then it would probably be above that. Now, usually I would say that the critical score is usually much different than my personal score, but this time it's pretty much the exact same. The overall score for Yuri on Ice is a 65 out of 100, or a D. It's not a failure, but it's not a pass either. And the animation is really what carried this anime. So if you only like good animation in anime, then I really implore you to give Yuri on Ice a shot. But I would take what I say with a grain of salt, since I didn't really want to watch this anime in the first place. Well, that wraps up my Yuri on Ice review. This is once again a scripted video, but I think I'm going to keep this in this format from now on. It's just a lot easier than having to come up with things on the spot, and it's honestly kind of fun to create a script. Let me know if you liked this video by commenting and liking, and I'll see you guys in the next video.